Hey guys, welcome to the Week at the Movies. My name is Sajin Shrijith and I'm here to talk about this new Netflix series, Adolescence. It doesn't take much time to acknowledge the enormity of the efforts that went into what to me is one of the most impressive titles on Netflix currently. Just imagine every 1 hour long episode shot in a continuous take, and the makers have revealed that there are no stitches or CGI trickery involved. For the impatient and time constrained viewers, the good news is that it's relatively shorter, that is 4 hours, than most titles in this category. Suffice it to say, making it longer would have been unnecessary. Adolescence is a classic case of achieving a lot with very little. But little is certainly not the word I would use to describe the efforts of everyone involved, chiefly the actors, who are required to be in character, evoke different emotions for different kinds of viewers, and follow the camera blocking cues, maintain scene and emotional continuity, and much more throughout the hour long duration of each episode without being offered the respite of cuts. This means, for one, no bathroom breaks. Just imagine the actors had to be fully prepared physically in a way that didn't allow anything to meddle with filming. While watching this, multiple questions arose in my mind. How did they pull it off? How many rehearsals did they do for it? Were they able to replicate or maybe enhance in the final take the work that they did in the rehearsal sessions? And what about the kids? Most notably, its newcomer lead, Owen Cooper, who plays Jamie, the 13-year-old boy accused of a female student's murder. Right from the first episode, the viewer is placed in the thick of the action, following the cops as they break into the home of the boy's parents, apprehend their son, take him to the station, and subject him to every procedure from there on. Adolescence is a top variety procedural which utilizes methods of many films or shows of the same ilk but taking it a notch above. The 4 episodes are efficient and incisive, and they put more onus on the reasons that led to the horrifying incident than on who did it. We get the answer to the latter by the end of the first episode itself. However, it's through the probing of the mentality of insecure male adolescents, particularly the women hating, Andrew Tate following toxic crowd that gathers in the red pill communities, that the show generates maximum chills. Even more chilling is the idea that a child doesn't necessarily have to be born into an abusive or underprivileged household to develop criminal tendencies. And some of us may have reflected on this thought in our solitary moments. A child can have the most loving parents, and they could be parents who love each other as well, and still turn into a killer. The show brings up different possibilities but doesn't provide a concrete answer as to why some dreadful events happened the way they did. And I don't mean this negatively. One of the show's principal strengths is actor and co creator Stephen Graham, who plays the 13-year-old's father with utmost conviction. Graham has grown over the years into one of the most formidable actors in showbiz. His strong performance in Adolescence evokes the early work of acting heavyweights like Jack Nicholson, Robert De Niro, and Daniel Day-Lewis. Note the scene where his son is being strip searched and the camera forces us to look elsewhere, just like every other actor around Graham, who does the same to make the boy more comfortable. The camera stays on Graham's face, which is a picture of extreme concern. Nervous stitching, muscles tightening, quickened breathing, and so on. I wondered if it would have been possible for me to do all those things if I were an actor in his place. Graham's character Eddie is not the only concerned parent here. Ashley Walters, who plays the investigating officer Luke, is also a father whose son is a student in the same school as Eddie's son. The superbly staged second episode, where we accompany Luke through the school and around it, makes a commentary on the current state of the education system, particularly the unwelcome intrusion of technology in classrooms. At one point, Luke expresses his disappointment at all the screens in the classrooms and also the inefficiency of some teachers who are entrusted with putting some sense into these students when their parents are caught up with their daily office troubles. Also notable is the third episode, centered on Erin Doherty's exceptional performance as the child psychologist who's tasked with writing a profile on Eddie's son while experiencing moments of discomfort caused by the presence of a senior officer guiding her. When the show finally ends on a poignant note in the fourth episode, we are left with the realization that it has just made us reflect on our own childhood, parents, the methods they adopted to bring us up, the good and bad kind of conditioning, the unhealthy patterns that we broke out of, and how some of us are glad that we weren't brought up in the age of social media when certain apps didn't warp our minds at such an early age. But can we lay the entire blame on technology? Are parents handling their responsibilities the right way? If it's not too late, it's better to do something about it. That is, do something more, as Luke and Eddie realize after witnessing this life altering event. It's a wake up call for young parents and parents to be. And if you think you don't have the requisite skills to be a parent, then perhaps you should consider not being one because parenting is not child's play. So that's my review of Adolescence. Thanks for watching.